9 years ago, I sat in a psychiatrist's office and received a diagnosis that should have ended my corporate dreams. Bipolar disorder. The way the doctor explained it, it was likely a death sentence for my career. Instead, it became the foundation for many of my most successful ventures. You see, your biggest underutilized strength is probably your greatest advantage. Most business advice tells us to fix our weaknesses, but I have built companies by doing the opposite. My name is Todd Hagopian. Welcome to the Stagnation Assassination Show. Today, I'm going to be sharing the counterintuitive framework that changed everything. Not because you need a mental health diagnosis to succeed, but because the principles of manic energy, when properly channeled, create exponential results every time. Let's talk about the comfort trap that's killing your business. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Comfort is corporate poison. While everyone else is seeking work-life balance and sustainable growth, the real breakthroughs come from strategic extremes. Think about it. Every massive business breakthrough follows the same exact pattern. Obsessive focus that others call unhealthy. Intensity that makes people uncomfortable. Rejection of conventional wisdom about balance. Elon Musk didn't balance his way to Mars. Steve Jobs didn't iterate his way to the iPhone. Jeff Bezos didn't sustainably grow Amazon. They all used aspects of what I call the hypomanic toolbox, strategic extremes that create exponential results. Let's talk about the hidden math of extreme success. I'm going to share something that will fundamentally change how you approach business growth, and I call it the Karelin Method. It is named after a Russian wrestler who went 13 years without losing a single match. And here's the math that matters. Poor people add. They think, if I work 10% harder, I will make 10% more money. Millionaires, they think, if I 10x my effort in one area, I can 100x my results. But billionaires subtract. Billionaires think, what can I eliminate so that I can focus all of my energy on what matters, every single bit of it? Let me show you how this works. If you work 20% more hours than your competition and you work 20% more efficient than your competition, you don't get 40% more done, you get 44% more done. That's simple math. But here's where it gets really interesting. If you also then focus on only the 20% of activities that are driving 80% of your results, the math becomes explosive. Your competitor, who works 40 hours on 100 different activities, while you're working 48 hours on only your top 20. That's nearly 500% more productivity on what actually matters. So here's the 4-week framework that changed everything. Here's the exact system that I use to channel extreme energy into extreme results. Week 1, the elimination protocol. List everything you're currently doing and identify one activity that directly drives the most revenue. Cancel, delegate, or delay everything else. Yes, everything. That feels insane. Your calendar will look empty. Good. That's the point. Week 2, the multiplication sprint. Take your one thing and 10x that intensity. If you normally make 5 sales calls, make 50. If you normally write code for an hour, write it for 10. And this is where most people fail. They'll hit resistance at 2x or 3x and they'll quit. But the magic happens at 10x. Get there. Week 3, the momentum harvest. Document what's working at extreme levels. Document it. build systems to maintain your 70% of peak intensity that you can't sustain 10x forever, but you can sustain 7x. So build a system so that you can then put it in place for good. Week 4, the strategic recovery. Reduce down to 50% of your peak. Analyze the data and plan your next multiplication target. This is not about burnout. It's about strategic cycling, like interval training for businesses, because balance is a luxury you cannot afford. Everyone talks about work-life balance like it's the holy grail, but look at every major success story. They didn't build world-changing companies through balance. This is not about fairness of ideas. They built them through strategic imbalance. I'm not asking you to adopt this permanently. I'm challenging you to try it for 4 weeks. Week 1, pick your one thing and eliminate everything else. Week 2, 10x your effort on that one thing. Week 3, build systems to maintain 70% of that peak intensity. And week 4, recover and plan for your next sprint. Track your results. Compare them to your balanced baseline and let the data decide. And if you want to have real fun, let's talk about taking the corporate obituary test. Here's an exercise that changed my life. Write your corporate company's obituary. Not its success story, its obituary. What killed it in your story? I guarantee the cause of death won't be work too hard or focus too intensely. It'll be things like couldn't compete with hungrier competitors, failed to innovate fast enough, lost relevance in a changing market, or played it too safe. Because comfort kills more companies than competition and COVID ever could. Here's the choice that changes everything. You have 2 options. 1, keep seeking balance, keep growing linearly, keep wondering why others are passing you by. Or option 2, embrace strategic extremes, multiply instead of add, subtract instead of add, build something extraordinary. The business world does not reward balance, it rewards breakthroughs, and breakthroughs come from the kind of focused intensity that make others uncomfortable. Your weakness, whether it's obsessiveness, intensity, or inability to turn off, might be your greatest untapped advantage. The question is, are you brave enough to use it? This was another episode of the Stagnation Assassin Show. For more business insights, check out toddhagopian.com, which will be live in September of 2025.